This game hurt me. Almost every single thing in this game is unfinished. The combat's broken. Space combat, lazy. Stealth, bare bones. Exploration, they didn't even try. Story and pacing, don't even have a word. Bad. The environment's actually pretty good. Good landscapes, good design, blah, blah, blah. But there's nothing here to find, which means there's no reason to explore, which means it's just nice to look at. And this is a video game, not a painting. So come on, Ubisoft. We're gonna go through point by point and talk about why this game sucks. And to be clear, this isn't really a review. I only played like 10 hours and I didn't finish it. I just wanna fight this game. So, let's begin.
Each of you represents some of the most powerful criminal organizations in the galaxy.
You couldn't think of any other way to tell us that these guys were bad guys, except for you guys are literally the biggest bad guys in the galaxy. So silly. Anyway, we're gonna go through this story. So here's Kay. Here she is. She woken up. She lives here, and she's friends with the chubby Darth Maul, and doesn't want to take money from him because she's strong and independent. And she turns down a job from her friend to do her own job, which she then fucks up. But now she needs to do the job that she was to turn down because she needs the money, and the job is break into a mansion and stuff. So you break into the mansion. There's a forced stealth section, which I will talk about because I hate this. And then you end up in the back somehow, kill a lot of people somehow, and then you end up in this place. Here, what's it called? A vault. Now, in the vault, there's not treasure and riches. It's a man who works for the rebellion, and the rebellion used Kay or something. Don't know. Point is, Kay's pissed because she's not got any money, so she pulls out a gun. This is one of the dumbest things I've seen. This isn't a situation where you pull the gun. There's a man behind you, there's a man to your right, and there's a man in front of you. Pulling out your gun and pretending like I'm going to shoot you is just seems very stupid to me. She could just get shot right now. Well, she does. She gets stunned, which is lucky, but like, I thought she was supposed to be like a streetwise kid that knows not to do stuff like this. Wakes up and the bad guy's there. This guy, evil. Forgot, this is actually the first scene. I'm evil scene, and he kills all these people. That's who he is. Okay, so she's here, she wakes up. Second bout of luck is she doesn't get killed here. Her cat dog thing, this little cute thing, saves her life. She runs away somehow. She steals a ship, flies away. Now, can Kay fly a ship? Doesn't look like she can figure out how to fly a ship.
Just like flying a speeder, right, Nix? Nope.
You fly the ship away. Like, I don't know if anyone's driven a car. Like, at least a manual car. Even if you know clutch, gear, you can't drive the car. It just doesn't work. You will barely get it to move forward. You just keep stalling it. Now, I don't know about everybody else, but I have the feeling that a starship, a little bit more complicated than a car. But alright. So anyway, she escapes, crashes the ship on a planet, meets a mechanic. He starts to fix the ship, and then you gotta do missions to get parts for your ship. And the missions they're boring. Okay, they're boring, and I will talk about them later. So you go into the town, you go speak to the big boss man. Big boss man is like, wow, you're clever for getting in here, but then she uses the name of the mechanic. The guy doesn't like mechanic, so get out of here, and then she gets kicked out of there. She doesn't get anything, but the little cat dog thing stole the ring from the boss man. How's that? Cat dog's doing something good. And then one of the dumbest things I've seen happens. This professional thief walks out of the elevator, flicking the ring that she just stole from the boss. Come on, game. Like, someone's gonna see you. And someone does see her. I don't know how to be a thief. I've never stolen anything in my life, except a can of Coke when I was 13. And even I know, don't take the can of Coke out of your pocket until you're at least off the premises that you've stolen it from. This is a gang hideout, a gang boss hideout. Why would you keep it in your yard? Anyway, someone sees her, and then instead of, I don't know what they would do, anything, because at this point, nothing's making sense, and we're like 2 hours into the game. She hires her for a job. That's confusing to me, because she is clearly associated with the boss man in some way, and I just stole from him. But fucking why anyway? Do the job, you get introduced to a second lady who is also like, I like you, so we're gonna hire you to do another job, because that first job was a test. And I'm like, okay. And Kay's like, okay, I can do the job, but I don't have the piece of equipment to do the job. So then she's like, well, do this first to get the piece of equipment so that you can then do my job. And I'm like, oh, what the hell's going on? Why wouldn't this crime boss lady just hire someone who has the equipment to do the job? They don't know who Kay is. They've got no allegiance to Kay. Why are they helping? We're in the seedy underbelly of Star Wars. Everyone's so nice down here. Would it not have made more sense to have her stay with her bartender friend and do the opening tutorial missions where he gives her all the equipment that she needs because he has a vested interest in her and is her friend? But obviously that's super duper generic video game stuff, but it's better than not making sense. Anyway, she does the job. Mostly it's just boring tutorial stuff. Go here, you poke that thing, you press this button, you follow this marker. It's pish, posh, it's easy peasy. You have speeder now. Forgot to mention your speeder now. Now, your little boss man. Nope. Your little navigate. Nope. What the fuck is his name? Mechanic is like, go into the ship and find navigator. And this is the mission, and it's kind of cool looking. Mostly it's pushing forward and pressing A and using this grappling hook. Also, my question is, how the hell does she know what a navigation computer is? Now, if I was a guessing man, I would be like, right, the navigation computer is obviously probably... No, you know what? No, not a clue. Not a clue. But somehow Kay knows. How does she know it's in the navigation bit and not like in the floor or in the commander's chair or in the hologram? Like, how does she know? But... sense is left. She finds the navigation thing, and then betrayal. Oh no, the mechanic's betraying you. And then the bounty hunter's also here to capture you because you forgot to mention you have a death mark now or something. Actually, which means it'd make less sense for these people to help her because they're like, you're a liability. Anyway, somehow you get away. You do the thing where you just don't get shot and then get saved by a robot man. Now, Ubisoft, why the fuck am I not playing as this robot man? Look at him. He wears a jacket. He's a robot. He doesn't have feelings of cold and warm. So why is he wearing a jacket? It's because he chose to wear a jacket. That's interesting. Then you find out this motherfucker fought in the Separatist War. And he's been alive for years and years and years. Also, everything you do in this game would make a lot more sense if you were this cool robot. Anyway, getting sidetracked. What am I saying again? He saves your life and he's like, run. Point is, yeah, he arrived exactly the moment he was supposed to. So he's also maybe a wizard and you run away. And then somehow he's back at your ship, even though you leave first, which is just always one of those like, oh, come on. Turns out he works for this man, Jalen, who's totally not evil. And he wants to hire you to do a job. He wants to hire you as a thief, which comes back to my point. People are looking for her and hiring her to be a thief. And she can't even walk out of a place after stealing something, keep it in her fucking pocket. The whole game is now get a crew, right? You've been hired, you got death marks. Okay, he's like, right, I guess I have to. So go get all of the crew members, and that's basically the story of this game, going and getting crew members. So the game becomes go to a different planet, do missions, go to another planet, do missions, right? It's very, very boring. And then I got to 2 planets. This one with this bug people, and then these bug people were trying to like, there's a queen or some situation and they're like taking over each other and I had to help them. And then I left and then I landed on another planet and then I had to do some more stuff. And trust me, I can't explain. We're going to talk about why I gave up here. I gave up, honestly. I'm not, like, as you can see, I'm physically tired just remembering the game. Everything about it is so bad. Honestly, for this section, I could have just wrote, exactly what it plays like. Barely functional combat, barely functional stealth. Sometimes you climb stuff and do some puzzles. So first, the combat. Combat is just functional. You can shoot, you can melee, you can cover, you can heal. And none of those things feel particularly good. Your main weapon is this little pistol. Now, you can add upgrades to it. You can burst fire, you power shot, you can blue. But it gets really boring quickly because you only have one gun. They have a pick up other guns mechanic, but it's not really common enough or good enough to make it feel like you don't just have one gun. Another problem with picking up guns is they all have ammo, and in every other Star Wars game I've ever played is an overheat function. Like, is this lore breaking? I don't really know, but the point is they wanted us to just have this one gun. Don't know why that was a decision they made. Problem number 3 is you can't take the secondary guns anywhere. You can't take them up ladders, you can't take them through cutscenes, and you can't take them into vents. Who thought this was a good idea? So there's one dumb over there. Next dumb. So you can shoot a stormtrooper in the face and they don't die. Don't have much of a problem with this because helmets, they probably wear them for a reason. But you can punch them in the head and they get knocked out in one punch. You can shoot someone without a helmet and they don't immediately die. Which just begs the question of why are they even wearing helmets in the first place? All of this together just kind of breaks the whole immersion of the game. Because we used Space Marines 2 as the example. Shoot the thing, slash the thing, stop the thing. All these things look like they kill the thing. And they do. They kill it very good. Compare that to Outlaws, where the punches and the whacks, they don't look like they should achieve the outcome that they do. Blast to the face, alive. Punch to the head, dead. Like, just, it really boils down to shoot them a bunch, and if they have a shield, switch to blue, shoot them a bunch. Switch back to red, shoot them again. And if it's a droid, just shoot them with the blue. They don't add anything that meaningfully changes how I engage in combat. It's stuck behind cover and shoot them. Now, there is an upgrade system. I found it to be pretty unnecessary in my playthrough. The upgrades that I got throughout the course of the story were just enough, and I didn't really feel much challenge from the game to make me go, oh, I need upgrades. The last video about the Division's DLC, Survival, I praised this aspect of the game. Quickly, if you don't know what the Division Survival is, dropped into New York City in the cold with nothing but a clothes on your back and a pistol, and you've got to craft your way up the tier with your gadgets, your guns, and your clothes, and you have limited resources to do that with, so you have to start picking and choosing what you need to upgrade. Now, the wonderful part about this is you have to engage with the upgrade system. If you don't, you can't complete the mission, which ultimately results in me feeling like my choices matter. I'm playing the game. My choices get me through or get me killed. The opposite feeling is in Outlaws, because I don't need to do anything. I just walk forward, complete story missions, and I'll just breeze through all the combat sections. Now, I was playing on normal, and I only played 10 or so hours. Something might come along and switch up the combat after 10 hours, but I'm not playing a game for fun 10 hours later. And I did try it on hard, and it was just tedious, mainly, because the cover system is broken. Like, it doesn't work. You can be behind cover, and people can still shoot you. If any part of your body is slightly sticking out of cover, they'll shoot it. So, you get shot, and you need to heal. So, stab yourself with the healing stick thing, and then heal. But you heal slowly, and if you take any damage, this will stop healing, which is a problem when you can get shot in cover. Then there's more. You can also blind fire, but it's not stick your arm up a little bit. She'll pick her whole body out and shoot, which again makes getting shot very easy. And with the health thing, you'll just end up dead. But also, sometimes it doesn't work, and she'll shoot the wall. I've killed myself with the power blast shot because I tried to blind fire, and she shoots the wall in front of her. And this is obviously a problem for so many reasons. One, blind fire is cool, and I'm playing this game to feel cool, not bloody kill myself. Number two is blind fire is active. Even when I have to hide and heal, I'm still able to participate in combat. But when I stick my whole body out to blind fire, that's no longer an option. So what I'm left with is to sit in cover and do nothing. Passive. If we look at games like Gears of War and The Division, that's exactly what they do. Cover is a guaranteed safe as long as there's no grenades and as long as you're not flanked. And then you can blind fire to keep participating. And then the second thing in The Division anyway, the healing isn't stopped if you take damage. It will heal up, and if you take damage, it takes it off the top, which is perfect because it means you can reposition. For example, pop a health pack, move to a position, get back in cover, and then pop another health pack. You essentially burn a med kit to reposition. Or you can stay where you are, pop the med pack, and just blind fire and take a little bit of damage maybe in the arm, but as long as your power level is correct, you won't die from this. You can still heal. In Outlaws, you just have to sit in cover and hope you don't get shot, because any damage will stop the healing. First, you fix the cover system. It needs to work. Second, fix the blind fire system. That needs to work. Third, either make the heal instant, full heal, or up slowly and take off the top. This will allow me to blind fire or move or do something fun other than sit and wait to die. You just get very bored very fast. So in hard mode, it's just incredibly frustrating. I will give the combat two things. The power shot, very fun. Second, the melee. Now the melee is horrible, we've all seen it, but if you melee and then you press R2 real fast close to someone, she'll whip it out. Oof. She'll quick draw her pistol and shoot them in the face, and it looks and feels very cool. Got two things, Ubisoft, good job, but there's still a bunch to discuss.
What's that? Get him. There she is! Take him down, Nix.
Stealth is a massive part of this game and is useless, mainly because it's pretty bare bones. You can sneak, you can distract with a whistle, you can use your little pet thing, and you can do takedowns. That's it. And there's really hard to talk about, to be honest, because there's not anything else. Like, there's no enemy types that change up stealth in a meaningful way. There's not really anything that makes it more difficult. Unlike Arkham, for example, stealth in this game is like a whole thing. There's so many different types of enemies in this game that it's constantly switching up the gameplay. There's people that can blow up the gargoyles that you perch on. There's people that blow up the vents. People that can block your detective vision. Big boys that you can't stealth. You have to beat them up loudly. People that can revive their friends. People that can scan your detective vision. Or the goons have heartbeat sensors, so if one of them gets knocked out, everybody knows Batman's there. Which is a problem because the AI will start acting differently if they know Batman is there. They'll start traveling in packs, and they'll turn around more frequently. They'll look up more frequently. They're just harder to stealth. And it's just a masterpiece of stealth design, and I can't believe they made this afterwards. And Outlaws is the bare minimum, and it's in a full price game. It just doesn't feel finished to me. Anyway, the next combat stuff is space combat, which you can shoot lasers and you can shoot rockets and you can heal and you can like dash and stuff. Really, there's nothing else to it. You can even hold the aim button. It will just do it for you. You don't really play this either. And then we've regressed fully to the speeder combat, which isn't combat. You drive for a little bit, this bar fills up, and then you do the Deadeye thing, and then you shoot them, and that's it. That's the whole combat. There isn't any. We've got combat that has major problems. We've got stealth, very bare bones. We've got a space combat that basically plays itself, and we have speeder combat that is basically not there. And I have a headache. And we still need to talk about exploration of this game. There's nothing in this world to see or explore. You have a bunch of planets, you snow, Tatooine, you got your jungles, you got your highlands, big open world with nothing in it. Now, the speeder they give you is fun to control. It has nice sounds, the boost feels good, and the drifting is always fun. Like, what am I supposed to do in this? There's nothing to maneuver around. There's nothing to have fun with. But you'd think the jungle planet has some stuff I can maneuver around. But it isn't. They somehow managed to mess that up too. It's just paths. Sometimes you have to dodge a person. Like, making traversal fun in a game isn't just about making the thing feel fun. You have to give me something to maneuver around. A really good example is GTA. When you want to drive from point A to point B, we all play this little game called Get There as Fast as Possible and Don't Hit a Car. There's an inbuilt mini game that we just play for us. The game doesn't tell us to play it, we all just play it because we want to play it. Batman, they give you a big old tank and then really, really small, windy streets of Gotham. So you just get to drift around all these corners. They also give you these little people that you get to harmlessly zap at 50 miles an hour. You got Spider-Man, you got Assassin's Creed, we have Prototype from a few years back. You want to do the exploration because the traversal is fun. I don't know if anybody even used the fast travel in Spider-Man except to get the achievement. Whereas Outlaws, there's nothing to play in. It's just empty space or paths, which will quickly result in you just fast traveling from place to place to place, which means this shouldn't be an open world game. It should just be a game, like with levels. Also, because of the mission design of the game itself, it asks you to drive a lot, which I'll touch on the mission design in a second. One more thing is that the cities of this game are gorgeous. They're beautiful. I like them, but there's nothing in them. Once you've seen it, you've seen it. You just have to run through the city to go to point A and to point B. And I've explored a bit, and in the cities, there's nothing to really find except parts that you can sell, and there's not really anyone to steal from, which is unfortunate because, you know, I'm an outlaw. And then the open world, they have those radiant quests that you can go and do, which are not very fun. There's no real reason to explore, and it's not fun to explore. Why are we even here? And in the open world, you can't do any of the outlaw stuff that Outlaws would do. You can't steal speeders, you can't shoot people, you can't really steal from anyone in any way except with nicks. You can't even do it. You can't just punch people for no reason. Makes the exploration just... this game. So there, they should have just made this mission based. The mission, which wouldn't have helped at all because the missions suck. Blind. Same stuff we've seen 10 years ago. Example is I landed on the old planet of Tatooine because of course Tatooine's got to be in the game. I'm trying to build a heist team, right? So I drove to this lady to find the man who I'm looking for. Then we get accosted by some bandits and then we have to shoot them. And then she's like, your guy's not here, obviously. So I have to drive to someone's house or his house, look for the boy, solve a really boring puzzle, drive somewhere else, get a cutscene, find the guy. He's captured by the raiders and they're like, we're not giving you him, obviously. Get something for us first. So then you got to drive some more, go do the combat in this cave, shoot some people, get the thing, then get him, and then go meet him at a bar, get more cutscene, blah, 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 blah. So drive, shoot 3 people, drive, do a stupid puzzle, drive, do bad combat, cutscene, drive, cutscene. When this isn't the mission formula, usually major story moments and stuff like that, those missions are bigger and better than that, but they're usually riddled with climbing sections that are incredibly bland, characters that I'm not invested in because they're not fun to be around, story that I just don't care about because none of the characters have any depth. Yes. Even the cool robot with the fun jacket. Like, the mission design would have to be really good to compensate. And it's just okay. Now, I didn't finish the game, so there might be some banger missions after 10 hours. But I didn't buy a game for it to get good 10 hours later. And like I've mentioned, a lot of them have the forced stealth section, which I'm not even going to elaborate on because we all literally know how bad these things are in games. But what I can't figure out is why they put it in the beginning of the game. First mission, pickpocket some people. Very boring. Because you don't do anything. You look at the target, you press the next button, and then next goes over and steals it for you. You don't even thief in this game. Then you get to actually play the game for a little bit, go and mess up the first job. Then the second job, they shove in a forced stealth section, and it's just... this is the first 5 minutes of Space Marines 2. Oh my god! Yeah, dude, that's well there. Now, to be slightly fair, the forced stealth sections make sense for the setting of the world, somewhat. Like, you're in a city that you need to return to again and again and again for jobs, side quests. It would make sense to actually sneak. Like, that's what a smart person would do. You want to work for these people, so you don't want to go in there killing all their men and then not get jobs. But First point against myself is, this is a video game. Why am I not allowed to do what I want? Let me walk in there and shoot everybody. Like an outlaw. Come on. But the really dumb thing, they force you to stealth until you get past a certain point and then you can kill people. Which is just really silly again, because there's no way people don't hear this. What do I think they should have done? We're complaining a lot. Bloody stealth. Like everything about this game is screaming stealth. Like the story is like, do stealth. The gameplay is like, do stealth. It would really like you to not combat your way through everything, except for the moments where they're like, oh, you must be getting bored, shoot some people. The story was routinely like, Kay is a thief. You're a thief. You're a thief. Sneak into the place, get the stuff. So I think they should have committed to this and made the game far more stealth focused. Like, I don't know, Splinter Cell, which they made, or Assassin's Creed, which they made. I honestly want something like Dishonored. Dishonored stealth, fantastic. Never played it, you should play it. Have skills that help you espionage and infiltrate and do all that stuff. But if you do get into a fight, Corvo can throw down, and the abilities can help you fight. Teleporting isn't just for sneaking. They didn't force you to do stealth. They incentivized you to do stealth. If you kill people, there's consequences in the story, like bad ending, good ending stuff, which is annoying because Outlaws, it's right there. There's factions. You could have just cut these factions off and lowered the meters if I went around killing people in their city. It was right there, Ubisoft. The Dishonored had the world respond to you depending on what you did. If you killed a bunch of people and went loud, there'd be rats everywhere. Metal Gear Solid 5 did it. If you kept shooting people in the head, they start wearing helmets. It was right there, Ubisoft. If you wanted to try and enter the city, you could just walk in with fake papers. But if you just like shot up the place, you can't walk in the front anymore. Find another way in. But the design of this, there's one way in, one way out. Like they've added climbing. There's climbing in the game. Why is there no other way in to say? This would be interesting. Have the world respond to what I did. If I shoot people and steal speeders, they're like, well, you're just a menace, man. You can't come in here. So then I need to find my way in. Mirage had this. Oh, that game was horrible. Mirage had it. If you became a criminal, they'd be like, that's that criminal. Right? You just slaughtered all those people. That's great. Why don't we do that more? What is wrong with you? Finally, we're going to talk about the most confusing part of this game. The thing that brings it all together and confuses it even more. Kay.
Nothing you say is important.
Wow. Okay.
Kay. No, she's not a bad character. She just doesn't make any sense. Problem is, the things that we see and hear from her just don't make any sense. Kay is an outlaw. Kay was raised by Mummy Outlaw. Then at age 12, she's sent out to steal something, gets caught, has to run away to her mummy, and her mummy has left her to fend for herself. She escapes, gets back to her wee mum. The mum's like, what did we learn? And then little Kay's like, don't trust anyone. It's character arc, right? It was stuff, yeah? But I also hate this for many reasons. Number one, catching a kid, not difficult. Not legal advice, but try and catch a kid. It's really not that difficult. Number two, the lesson is don't trust anyone, because she failed to get the thing, got chased, and then went to her mum for help. So the lesson is don't trust anyone. But what if she'd succeeded? What would the lesson have been then? It's just really stupid. But this tells us that Kay was raised as a thief and trained as a thief. So we can assume when she's an adult, she's a pretty good thief. I don't know how good, because when we first meet her, she's poor. We can assume she's at least not going to make rookie mistakes. So remember this scene where she walks out of the elevator with the ring she just stole? I don't buy that for a second. It's not matching up with what we're being told. Like, I don't buy it. Like, I don't. Who wrote this? You? Be ashamed of yourself. Next thing, the story acts like she's a thief, right? She's hired by people to be a thief, and then they try and make you do stealth sections and force you to be stealth. But when you play the game, she's the fucking Terminator. While driving, God knows how fast she can one-shot pursuers, and she can punch the fuck out of people wearing helmets with one punch. So all that kind of makes the story a little bit unbelievable. Our people are hiring Kay to like go sneaky grab something. She blows up half the base and kills half the people to get the thing, and then just walks out. Like, there's no way people don't know that Kay is Kay, the destroyer. But the bigger problem is it doesn't look right. She acts like a thief, is small like a thief. She doesn't have she has one pistol that she has tools for a thief, and then she can like take out a base. There's a reason most games will have a protagonist that looks the part, right? Space Marines, these guys are nothing but guns, faith, and muscles. God of War. The guy's literally the God of War, so everything he does makes sense. Bayonetta. I don't know what she is, but it makes sense to me. Anyway, the other confusing component is the writing and dialogue and the jokes that she has. She's written to be, cheeky and nervous. The nervousness gets very annoying. And she'll make her, jokes like, oh, I almost fell, that stuff.
Hi, I think your friends are here.
But the game is set in like the seedy underbelly of the Star Wars universe, where people like die and get betrayed. And she grew up with a mum that like left her to fend for herself. Like, I just don't think she'd be that jovial, basically, that cheerful all the time, or that nervous. She must have been through some stuff, man. One of the best scenes in this game is her little cat dog gets stolen, and then she has to interrogate someone. We'll just play the scene. I'm just gonna play the scene.
So, when do we get the hell out of here? Huh?
Where is he?
All this over that stupid little pet? All right. I guess it's being sold to Jabba. But you'll never...
The reason I think this scene works is everything we know about Kay lines up in this scene. Like, she grew up somewhere rough, she grew up with this kind of mum, she would rightfully be pissed. This just makes sense given what I know about Kay. But you save this guy and you go meet him at a bar and he's like, oh, I'm here, like, whoopsies, we forgot to come, and then everyone's there. Then everyone like jumps her and steals her dog. So it's like, oh, it's a setup, right? It was all a setup. Then you get knocked out and then you wake up and he's still there. Like, oh, you ready to go on the mission you hired me to do? Why are you even... If this is a setup, why is he still there? If this isn't a setup and this just happened, he just helped them rob her, why would he still be there? And why would he think she wouldn't be upset? So the only reason this scene happened is because he was an idiot. No matter which way you look at it, he's an idiot. Anyway, what was I talking about? Right, she can still crack jokes. Nothing wrong with cracking jokes. They've not got the tone right. The tone is, this is written like she's not in the world that she's in. This is more written like a Disney cartoon. Like, her character is insufferable, and I don't find lots of what she says funny. But some of that is subjective. You might find her funny. But the problems with her is nothing about her makes sense. She shouldn't be as strong as she is. She shouldn't be able to terminate like she is. She shouldn't be able to fly ships. She shouldn't be able to do so much of the stuff that she does. Anyway, confusing woman. And on top of all of that, the gameplay is unfinished in every single category it tries to do. The story is bad dialogue, bad jokes, bad character. Exploration's a bit of a nothing sandwich. The mission design is outdated and lazy. None of the ideas in this game are fleshed out, which most importantly makes the game feel unfinished. And they sold it to us for a lot of money. Now the company of Ubisoft is like facing a bunch of trouble. They think they're facing a hostile takeover. Their stock price is super low and they might not survive. We might lose Ubisoft as we know it, which I don't think anybody's surprised by. They shouldn't be surprised by if this is the quality of the game they're just chucking out to us. Anyway, thank you for watching my video, and I miss the old Ubisoft.